This is recording for the AQA Maths Paper 1, Non-Calculator Higher, and it's for summer 2024. If you look in the comments, I'll put a link to this actual paper, so you might want to print it off and do the questions before you watch the answers. Question 1, work out the answer to this sum. Okay, BODMAS 12 squared, well, brackets first actually. Within the brackets, you've got powers here. 30, square root of 36 is like a power. So square root of 36 is 6, because 6 times 6 is 36. Times a third, and it's 12 divided by 12 squared divided by the answer in brackets. A third times 6, that's the same as saying a third of 6. You can interchange of and times in maths. 6 divided by 3, a third of 6. How many 3s go into 6? You split in 6 into 3, 2. Now we've got 12 squared divided by 2. 12 squared, 12 times 12 is 144. 144 divided by 2 is 72. Question 2, measure the shortest distance from point P to the line. Give your answer millimetres. So you're just measuring the shortest distance from P to the line. Just look at the mark scheme here to tell you the answers. They give you anything between 31 and 34 millimetres. Question 3. The vector minus 3, 7 translates A to B. So the minus 3 means you're going 3 spaces to the left, and the 7 means you're going 7 up. Write down the vector that translates B to A. If we've gone 3 left, we need to go 3 back right, so a positive 3. If you've gone 7 up, to get back, you need to go 7 down to minus 7. Question 4. The attendance for a rugby match is 8,400 people to the nearest 100. Write down the minimum possible attendance. Well, this is an upper bounds and lower bounds question. It's been measured, been rounded to the nearest 100. Half of 100 is 50. Take 50 away from 8,400. 8,350 is your lower bound, which makes sense because that is the smallest number that would round up to 8,400. Well, what's the upper bound? If you add 50 onto 8,400, we get 8,450, but that would actually round up to 8,500. And we're looking at, so if it was looking at the number that had been rounded from continuous data, we could have left it like this, but we're looking at the attendance, the amount of people at a rugby match, can only take on whole number values, so it'd be 8,449. Question 5. The school year has 78 students, 28 wear glasses, a quarter of the students who wear glasses are left-handed, 30% of the students who do not wear glasses are left-handed. G represents wears glasses, L represents left-handed. Okay, so the whole Venn diagram is 78. The circle for G has got to total 28. A quarter of the students who wear glasses are left-handed, so a quarter of these students are left-handed. What's a quarter of 28? 28 divided by 4 is 7. So 7 people wear glasses and are left-handed. 7 needs to go here. 28 take away 7 is 21 for the rest of the glasses section. 30% of students who do not wear glasses, or if 28 wear glasses, 50 do not wear glasses, 30% of 50, 10% of 50 is 5, times that by 3 to get 15. We have 15 students who do not wear glasses and are left-handed. So there we go. and the whole Venn diagram has got a total of 78. 21 add 7 add 15 is 43. 78 take away 43 gives you 35. The left-handed student is chosen at random, so we know the pupil is definitely left-handed, so we're only dealing with those 22 pupils there. Work out the probability the student wears glasses. So from that circle, it would be 7 out of 22. The table shows the number of workers at a company in different years. Time series graph is drawn to represent the data. The first 4 points have been plotted. For 2019, 62. Just on the y-axis, just bear in mind that each little box represents 2. So 62 would be here. 2020 and 70. 2021 and 76. 2022 and 80. And join them up with straight lines. Estimate the number of workers at the company in 2023. Okay, you can see an upward trend. The gradient is kind of less steep here, but it's still going up. So I'm just going to say 82 or 83. I'm going to say 83. I'm just going to look at the mark scheme because you can probably have a variety of different answers here. Yeah, anything between 82 and 90. Here is a cone. Curved surface area is pi r/l, where r is the radius and l is the slant height. Beth tries to work out the curved surface area in terms of pi. Curved surface area is pi times 5 times 12. So she's using pi times 5 times 12 because she's not used the slant height here, is she? So what mistake has she made? Beth has not used the slant height. She's actually used the perpendicular height. 7b, Adam uses pi equals 3 to estimate the area of the base of the cone. The area of the base of the cone is a circle. How do we work out the area of a circle? Pi r squared. He's using pi as 3. Radius is 5. Pi times 5 squared. 5 squared is 25. 3 times 25, 75 centimetres squared. Beth uses pi equals 3.14 to estimate the area of the base of the cone. Is Beth's estimate more than or less than Adam's estimate? Well, it's going to have to be more than because she's used a higher number for pi. Solve 7x minus 22 equals 4x plus 29. So we're going to find out the value of x. Let's balance out the x's first in this equation by subtracting 4x from both sides. If I take 4x off the right hand side, you're left with 29. Take 4x off the left hand side, we're left with 3x minus 22. I'm now going to add 22 to both sides. Leaves us with 3x on the left hand side, 51 on the right hand side. I'm now going to divide both sides by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1x. 51 divided by 3. 3's into 5 is 1, remainder 2. 3's into 21 is 7. 17. In a house, the floor area of the living room is 26 metres squared. The floor area of the kitchen is 16.4 metres squared. Express the area of the living room as a fraction of the area of the kitchen. Give your answer in its simplest form. So we've got 26 over 16.4. I'm going to times both sides by 10 first to get 260 over 164. I'm now going to divide both sides by 2, which gives you 130 over 82. I'm going to divide both sides by 2 again, 65, 41. You can give it as a mixed number fraction if you like. So 65 over 41 or 1 and 24 over 41. So the two answers there. So either that answer or that answer is fine for your 3 marks. Represent x between -2 and 4 in the number line. We need a circle here, which is not coloured in because we do not have an equals. Join them together. Solve the inequality. So this is very similar to solving an equation, but except to find the equals, we have our inequality sign. So we're going to, the process is the same. That's -14 from both sides first, which gives you 5y. 11 take away 14 is -3. We're going to divide both sides by 5. So final answer, y is bigger than or equal to -3 over 5. Describe fully the single transformation that maps shape A to shape B. So the 4 different types of transformation are enlargement, rotation, reflection, translation, which is clearly an enlargement. So the first mark is for writing enlargement. For an enlargement, we need the scale factor and the centre of enlargement. The scale factor that maps shape A to shape B. So to find the scale factor, we need a length of the enlarged shape divided by the same length of the original shape. 2 divided by 4 is a half, or 0.5. Centre enlargement. So we need to find the same corners on both shapes, and then we line them up with a straight line. We do the same from another point. Make sure you're using the same point in both shapes. And they, line up. Wherever the lines cross is your centre of enlargement. So centre is 1, -7. The sector has radius 12, angle 60. Work out the length of the arc. So what's the formula for arc length? Theta over 360 times 2 pi r, because it's like a proportion of the circumference. Theta 60. Radius is 12. Well, let's simplify this fraction first. Divide them both by 10, gives us 6 over 36. Divide the numerator and denominator by 6, and you get 1/6. 2 times 12 is 24, so it's 1/6 times 24 times pi. 1/6 of 24, 24 divided by 6 is 4, so it's 4 pi. ABCD is a pentagon with AB equals 7 centimetres. BC is 6 centimetres. AB and BC are perpendicular, which means they're at right angles. So we need 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. AB and DC are equal and parallel. Area of the pentagon is 54 centimetres squared. Pentagon has exactly 1 line of symmetry. I've drawn 3 sides, I need 2 sides. Altogether, 6 times 7 is 42. So we've got 42 centimetres squared here. 54 take away 42 is 12. So we need the remaining area of the pentagon to be 12 centimetres squared. And it has one line of symmetry, so I'm going to make a triangle. So the base is 6, so half base times height I need to equal 12. Half times 6 is 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4, so I need the height of my triangle to be 4. So as you can see, I have a pentagon, 5 sides, with an area of 54 centimetres squared. Four chocolate bars and 3 packets of mints cost £4.70. 5 chocolate bars and 1 packet of mints cost £4.50. Work out the cost of a chocolate bar and the cost of a packet of mints. Hopefully you can see straight away that this is a simultaneous equation question. I'm going to have x be the cost of a chocolate bar, y is the cost of the mints. So 4x plus 3y is £4.70. 5x plus y is equal to £4.50. Right, I want to make my y's the same, so I can subtract them and use the elimination method. Multiply the bottom row by 3. 5x times 3 is 15x, plus 3y, £4.50 times 3. So I'm just going to work out 4.5 times 3. It'll be £13.50. And then we're going to just switch them round. So we're going to have the 15x plus 3y equals £13.50 on the top. Just going to make it easier. Subtract the equations. 15x take away 4x is 11x. 3y take away 3y is 0. Subtract these values. Can't do 5 take away 7. 15 take away 7 is 8. 12 take away 4 is 8. £8.80. Okay, so now I need to divide both sides by 11. So I'm going to take my £8.80 as 880 pence. Divide it by 11. 11's into 88 is 8. 11 to 0 is 0, so it's 80p. X is 0.8, so now I'm going to work out the value of y by substituting it into the top equation. So 4 times 4, so yeah, I'll write out the equation first. 4x plus 3y is equal, in fact, I'm going to use the bottom equation, I think that's going to be easier. 5x plus y is equal to £4.50. It doesn't really matter which equation you use. So 5 times 0.8. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 80p would be £4. So 5 times 0.8 is 4. Plus y is equal to £4.50. Let's subtract £4 from both sides, which gives us the mints being 50p. I'm just going to check it into the other equation. So 15a, between which two consecutive integers does the square root of 210 lie? So we can't square root 210, but which numbers squared kind of lie either side? I just happen to know that 15 times 15, 15 squared is 225. So 14 squared is going to have to lie on the other side. What is 14 squared? I don't know that one. 4 times 4 is 16. 1 times 4 is 5. 0 here. Add them together. 196. So it's between 14 and 15. Because the square root of 225 is 15. The square root of 196 is 14. The square root of 210 would have to lie between those two numbers. Here are two calculations A, B. Use approximations to show the answer to A is less than the answer of B. So I'm going to round 1.92 to 7 to 2. 2 to the power of 7, 2, 4, 8, 6. So it's 2 times by itself 7 times. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. I'm going to round 6.9 to 7. 7 cubed. 7 times 7 is 49. 49 times 7, I'm not sure. 343. Add those values together. $471. Cube root of, I'm going to round this number to 1,000,000, to one significant figure. So cube root of 1,000 is 10. Cube root of 1,000,000 must be 100, right? Because 100 times 100 times 100 will give you 1,000,000. Oh, times 5. Didn't see that there. Gives you 500. Right, this works out now. 471 is less than 500. So we have used approximations to show that. Question 16. The table shows information about ages of members of two clubs. Complete the average age and consistency of ages for the members of the two clubs. Average. Average age is lower for the swimming club because the median is lower. Who's more consistent? Where are the ages more consistent? With the interquartile range that is the smallest. So cycling club has a smaller interquartile range. So the age range is smaller and more consistent. Question 17. Rearrange y equals 3x plus 7 over x to make x a subject. First of all, I want to times both sides by x. Gives us yx is equal to 3x plus 7. I want to get all my terms with an x on one side, everything else the other side. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. This is a sticking point for a lot of people here. What you need to do is factorise it by putting it into a single bracket and isolating your x. And then I'm going to divide both sides by y minus 3. That's my answer. Question 18. A circle has centre 0, 0, 0 and passes through 0, 6. Write down the equation of the circle. So you need to know for the equation of a circle, x squared plus y squared, and all the circles given to you at GCSE will have centre 0 anyway. So x squared plus y squared equals r squared. What's the radius here? Well, this is the radius, 6 units. So x squared plus y squared equals 6 squared, or you could have that as 36. A, B and C are numbers. Here is some information about B and C. B is equal to 7/4 of A. 7/4, I'm just going to change that to a mixed number fraction. It's 1 3/4, which is the same as 1.75. So B is 1.75 of A times A. C, A increased by 150%. So if something's increased by 150%, let's work out the multiplier. So 100% at 150% is 250%. As a decimal is 2.5. So C is equal to 2.5n. I'm just going to make A the subject of each of these by dividing both sides by 1.75. And here by dividing both sides by 2.5. Put them both equal to A so I can write them equal to each other. Now I'm going to cross multiply to get rid of the fractions. So 1.75C equals 2.5B. And I'm going to divide both sides by B and divide both sides by 1.75. I'm just going to change this, multiply both sides by 100. So C as a fraction of B is 250 over 175. Divide both of these by 5, which gives us 50. 175 divided by 5 is 35. You can divide them both by 5 again to get 10 over 7. (5x cubed plus ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to kx cubed plus 2 minus kx squared plus a squared minus 1x plus b over 2. Just compare these. We can see that 5 is equal to k. A is equal to 2 minus k. 2 minus 5 is negative 3. So A is negative 3. B is equal to a squared minus 1. Minus 3 squared minus 1 is 9 minus 1, which is 8. And C is equal to B over 2. B is 8. 8 over 2, 4. Question 21. Prove algebraically 1.018 recurring is equal to 56 over 55. I'm just going to get rid of this 1, subtract 1, you get 0.0181818, goes on forever. Let x equal that. I'm going to multiply both sides by 100 because it's a double digit recurring decimal. Times this by 100 would be 1.818181. Line it up nicely so the decimal points are definitely underneath each other. I'm going to subtract 100x minus x, 99x. These, if I subtract, would disappear to make 0 from there onwards, so 1.8. Divide both sides by 99. Times both sides by 10. I'm going to divide both of those by 3 to get 6 over 330. I am going to divide them both by 3 again to get 2 over 110. I can divide them both by 2 to get 1 over 55. So if I add that back onto my 1, I add my 1 back into it. Gives 1 and 1 55th. I've changed that to a mixed number, an improper fraction. 1 times 55 plus 1 is 56 over 55. There we go. I have proved it algebraically. Question 22. A, B and C are points on a circle centred 0. AP and PB are tangent to the circle, work out the value of x. I'm just going to join up A to O with a straight line and O to B. Because we've got two tangents, so let's look at these tangent theorems first. You've got your 3 tangent theorems and your 4 other circle theorems without a tangent. Obviously we have tangents in this diagram. So I know an angle between a radius and tangent is 90 degrees. I know PAO is equal to PBO, which is equal to 90 degrees. I know the angles in a quadrilateral add to 360. So 360 minus 24 minus 90 minus 90 gives us 156. So I know AOB is 156. So if I look at my 4 tangents at the top, you can see that, hopefully you've noticed, it's this circle theorem here. The angle at the circumference is half the angle at the centre. The angle at the centre is 156. So ACB, which happens to be angle X, is half of 156, which is 78 degrees. 23A, the first 3 terms of geometric progression are as follows. Work out the next term. So for a geometric progression, you're always multiplying between terms. To work out the multiplier, let's divide 5 over 4 by root 5 over 2. Okay, let's keep flip change. Simplify. So we're multiplying by 2 root 5 every time. Work out the next term. I need to multiply this by 5 over 2 root 5. So 5 root 5 over 8 times 5 over 2 root 5. 25 root 5 over 16 root 5. Your root 5's cancel, so it's 25 over 16. The nth term of a sequence is 2 plus root 3 to the power n. Show that the third term is 26 plus 15 root 3. So your first term in the sequence is just 2 plus root 3 to the power 1, so 2 plus root 3. Your second term of a sequence is 2 plus root 3 squared, and your third term of a sequence would be 2 plus root 3 cubed, which is 2 plus root 3 times 2 plus root 3 times 2 plus root 3. I'm going to just multiply 2 sets of brackets first. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 2 root 3, plus 2 root 3, plus root 3 times root 3, which is 3. Simplifies to 7 plus 4 root 3. But I just need to multiply this by 2 plus root 3, which gives me 14, plus 8 root 3, plus 7 root 3, plus 4 root 3 times 3. 4 root 3 times root 3. Root 3 times root 3 is 3 times 4 is 12. So that simplifies to 26 plus 15 root 3. 9k plus 7 and 2k squared plus 3 are consecutive integers. It means they're one after the other. The difference is 1. 9k plus 7 is the smallest integer. Work out the value of the next consecutive integer. So because they follow on from each other, I know 2k squared plus 3 minus nk plus 7 is equal to 1. Because every 2 consecutive terms have a difference of 1. Simplifies to simplifies to quadratic equations. I want to make it equal to 0 so I can find the value of k. You might have a different way than me to work this out. So it comes from a 2k and a k and a 5 and a 1. I suspect they're this way round and it's a minus and a plus. Yeah, that works. 2k squared minus 10k plus 1k minus 5. Yeah, okay, so either k minus 5 equals 0, in which case k equals 5, or 2k plus 1 equals 0, in which case 2k is minus 1, k is minus a half. If I put 5 into here, 9 times 5 is 45. 45 plus 2 is 52. If I put minus a half in here, 9 times negative a half is minus 4.5 plus 7, which would give you a non-integer. So it cannot be k equals minus half, it's got to be k equals 5. So that's my 9k plus 7. If I substitute 5 into here, 2 times 5 squared plus 3, 50. Okay, well, they're consecutive integers, obviously, so it has to be 53, doesn't it? The next one is 54. So the answer is 54. X is a square number. Show that the next square number is x plus 2 root 6 plus 1. If x is a square number, I need to find the square root of x to show that the next square number, so root x plus 1, so root x squared gives you x. The next, if root x is a number, the next consecutive number is root x plus 1. You need to square root x plus 1 times root x plus 1 gives you x plus root x plus root x plus 1, which gives you x plus 2 root x plus 1. Okay, last question. Show that the value of 6 sine 30 plus 2 cos 30 times 4 tan 30 is an integer. You might memorise these. I use a equilateral triangle, split it down the middle to get my 30 degrees. That's 1 because it's half of 2. A squared plus b squared equals c squared, so 2 squared minus 1 squared square root is root 3. 6 sine 30. Sine 30 is opposite over hypotenuse, so I need 6 times half. Plus 2 cos 30. Cos 30 is adjacent over hypotenuse. And 4 times tan 30. Tan 30 is opposite over adjacent. Okay, let's multiply those together. 6 times a half is 3. 2 times root 3 times, well, we'll multiply all of this together. And we get 2 times 4 is 8 root 3 all over 2 root 3. Root 3 divided by root 3 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So our answer is 7.